the props, and the show has not started yet. So give the show a like and a share anywhere you are watching. Becky Calvert is in the house. Daisy the Beagle is in the house. Daisy the Beagle is devouring when the cameras do go on. When the show starts, you will see Daisy the Beagle devouring what looks like a 5 cheese dip from Wegmans. But no. It's a delicious dog treat dish from Animal Connection.
Oh, yeah.
And it's bakery.
She's actually just pulling all the blueberries.
I know.
That's
She's
okay.
just literally eating layer 1.
They're good for her. They're full of antioxidants.
Today's show is going to be dynamite. We may or may not have a furry friend on our set table here in the Macklin building. Judah Wickower, do you have everything pictured and ready to rock and roll? Yeah. Okay, let's start. We're going to have some fun today.
Always a surprise.
Guys, good Wednesday afternoon. I'm Jerry Miller, and welcome to What's Barking Local. Thank you kindly for joining us. Tell you what, when you do as much live programming as we do, you gotta be flexible. Flexible is the word of live programming. And today's live programming, I think, is gonna be absolutely fantastic and will go viral. Becky Calvert is in the house, and Daisy the Beagle, the most popular beagle in Central Virginia that went on a 48-hour escapade all over the city in Albemarle County, from Rio Road to Birdwood to Greenleaf and everything in between. Daisy.
And cause a Save Ferris media hysteria.
Charlotte told Twitter for 2 days was consumed by this dog.
That's right.
Can we get, is Daisy on screen right now, June? Yeah. We do have Daisy on screen right now. First, good afternoon, ladies. How are you guys doing?
We're fine. Oh my goodness. This is our friend Becky Calvert and her dog Daisy, and she's an old friend of my husband Conrad, and in his previous years in the Greenleaf Park area neighborhood, and she just has some great stories to tell. In addition to her social media following, Becky has an amazing cookbook collection. We're going to talk about that. You also have a really intriguing blog called Chicken Wire Paper Flowers, which is really fun. And then we're going to talk about her dog and lost dogs, and Becky's a gardener, so we're going to talk about pet-friendly plants. Say that 10 times fast after a cocktail.
That's tough.
Right.
Daisy's back at the treat.
Then we're entertaining Daisy, this lovely beagle, with a frozen treat. We're going to talk about how you can make some frozen treats over the Memorial Day weekend for your own pets.
Very nice. Becky, how are you?
Good. How about you?
We're doing well. Thank you kindly for joining us. Talk to us about this wonderful pooch here, and what she means to you and your husband, and the trials and tribulations Daisy has put you through so far.
So we previously had a beagle, Betsy Beagle, who was also very well known around town and the neighborhood, and she passed away very suddenly in January. And we were just like, well, we need another dog, like now, and because we're empty nesters.
Sure.
So, I mean, basically, we needed something else to talk about. So, I started looking. I knew we wanted another rescue. I was really sure we wanted another beagle because of the size, the personality.
Yeah, they're lovable.
They're lovable, they're sassy, and we live in a small house, so, like, they're the right size dog for the house. Mm-hmm. So we found Miss Daisy. We actually had been approved for like 5 dogs.
Wow.
But they all got adopted before we could meet them.
Okay.
So when we found Daisy and we got the call from the shelter, it was like we cleared our schedules and like went up there like first thing the next morning to meet her.
Which shelter was this?
Rappahannock County Shelter.
Oh yes.
So we call her. She's our country dog. So we brought her home. The shelter said she was low energy, that she was probably like 3-4 years old. We brought her home and took her to our vet, and our vet was like, oh, she's like barely 18 months.
Surprise!
So, and she was underweight and she didn't want to eat. She's one of those dogs, which I know beagles have a reputation for eating anything.
Yeah.
Well, they are also very, very sensitive, and when they're anxious, they won't always eat. So she would not eat. I think like the first 5, almost 6 weeks she lived with us, we had to hand feed her.
Get out of town.
No, like she would not eat, and we finally got her to eat, and all of a sudden it was like she was this whole new dog, and we started seeing the puppy side of her. So she is up every morning at like 6:30, and she is ready to go.
I love it. And she has gone on the run. Is it twice?
Twice.
Put it in perspective. Tell us what happened.
In 2 months, she took off twice. So the first time we had gone over to visit a friend in Harrisonburg, and my husband opened the hatchback of his car, and she just slipped out and just took off and basically ran halfway across downtown Harrisonburg in less than 10 minutes. She stopped to pee, and that's in front of a cop, and she got picked up. We got a call. We had to go like bail her out.
I like Harrisonburg too, but I've never moved that fast.
I know.
Gosh, not even through the farmer's market.
And then,
oh man.
So we were like, oh, so she's a runner, and she's very slippery. Like we call her Otter Dog because she like noodles and slips in and out. And so it was the very end of April. It's been about a month. I had girlfriends over, and I'd put her in the house, and someone had gone in to use the restroom, and when they came out, the dog came flying out. And I was like, that's it. So I posted about it. We looked for her, but I knew like she wasn't going to come home until she was ready.
She explored.
Yeah. So like we posted, and like I posted both on Twitter and Facebook, and those I think both posts like went viral.
They went viral.
Yeah.
It was all over Charlottesville Twitter.
And you did all the right. For anyone that's listening, you've never had a lost dog. Becky did the right things. I mean, she has an ID tag. Mm-hmm. She's microchipped with the right number on there. You definitely know how to use social media.
She had good photos.
And really good photos.
Yeah.
And so one thing, you should always have very good photos of all sides of your dog so people can look for markings or anything unusual. And this is going to help your dog if they ever get lost, like Daisy.
Right.
Was she really lost? I mean, she just wanted an adventure.
She just needed to check it out. I mean, our last beagle was a runner.
Well, aren't all beagles? Isn't that one of the few challenging aspects of having a beagle is that they follow their nose, and same with a hound, and next thing you know, they're miles away from their house.
Yeah. Well, they follow their nose, but also it's their world,
right?
And we just live in it,
right?
You know, like Snoopy on Peanuts is beagle,
sure,
and that's like the perfect representation of beagles.
Yeah,
like they really just do their own thing.
I mean, they're phenomenal pets.
They're great.
Yeah.
Our last beagle though always came home, always, like within the hour. She had been with us for 2 weeks, and we took her to Smith Mountain Lake, and she got out around dusk, and we were like, oh, this dog's gone. 2 hours later, we heard a noise at the back door, and she was just sitting there like, hey, what's up?
Really?
Yeah. Like, where you been?
So what'd you learn, if you're passing advice on to the viewers and listeners, what did you learn about rescuing Daisy? And if you're offering tips for lost dogs out there, what's the advice you offer the viewers and listeners?
Well, I mean, with rescue dogs, the shelter bio is going to be very different than when they sort of settle down. When they're in a shelter, they've just been through a traumatic experience. Being in the shelter is traumatic. And so the dog you meet is not going to be the dog that ends up living with you.
Okay.
That's one thing the Charlottesville SPCA says, and why their foster program is so strong, because that's when they really figure out what the dogs are all about.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then it takes, I've heard it takes up to a year for rescue dogs to settle in. And I know with our last dog who was a rescue, it was probably a good year before, it was at least 6 months. And with Daisy, she's been with us 3 months, and she's still just like opening up. It's going to take, I think it's going to take her a year.
It's layers.
It is layers.
Put this, what's Daisy enjoying over here, Patty Z?
Well, this is a little creation we made. I mean, we're going to talk about frozen treats in a little bit, but this is organic Greek yogurt, and then some organic pureed pumpkin, and then some organic blueberries, and then a little bit of, I guess I call it granola, but sometimes when our doggy donuts fall apart, coming out of the silicone mold, we save it, and it's basically honey, rolled oats, and peanut butter. That we crumble it up and we put on top of a little dessert like this. It's frozen solid, and they're really easy to make, and she obviously likes it.
She loves it.
But it's really good for them too, because of the probiotics and then the digestive benefits of the pumpkin and then the blueberries. So, I mean, delicious and nutritious.
I love it. I love it. How did you get food on? How did you get weight on Daisy on her frame?
I mean, just basically we tried every trick you could think of to try and get her to eat. So we had neighbors dropping off different treats, either that they had handmade or they bought, and it turns out the smelly fish treats, hiding that in her bowl of kibble, is what got her to start eating on her own.
That's really unusual for this breed of dog to really like fish. Usually they're chicken or beef or lamb eaters, so the fact that she was just really digging the fish, that tells you something.
Well, they're smelly.
Yep.
And one thing I've learned with beagles is they love smelly food.
Oh yeah.
Like the smellier the better. Like blue cheese, goat cheese, yes please.
All right.
Are you a beagle mom for life?
I think so.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's something.
You know,
the beagle's a great dog. The beagle's not the easiest of dogs to train.
They're, I think, like in the top 5
They're super
untrainable
smart,
dogs.
right? Because they're super smart.
They are opinionated.
They are, right?
They are very opinionated. Right. They're going to let you know.
Sometimes the super smart dogs are not the easiest dogs to train because they know what's up and what they can do with free will.
Yeah.
I've had luck with the dogs that we've had training with the dogs that were not the sharpest knives in the drawer.
Yeah.
Ended up being the best trained dogs we had.
I mean, my Chesapeake was either, well, why should I do it when you've already done it? Or when you've already done it, why am I fetching it when you've just fetched it? Or the other thing, then they swing to the other side, and it's, how many ways do you want me to do it all at the same time, simultaneously together? Am I doing it well enough for you at this moment in time? And they're intense like that. Or they're just like, fetch it, you fetch it. I mean, which is funny for a retriever, but, you know.
Where does Daisy like to go? Where will we see Daisy and Becky around the area?
Where is she going to sign autographs?
I mean, I sometimes take her to market with me on Saturday mornings.
There you go.
We hang out at Greenleaf Park a lot.
Any particular breweries or wineries or places she likes to go? Or
bourbon distilleries?
I mean,
she likes a bourbon.
She likes bourbon.
Yeah, I'm talking Becky, not Daisy, right?
That's right. We take her up to Rockfish a lot.
Rockfish is great.
And it's great for dogs.
Yeah, yeah. And it's right around your house.
Yeah, so we walk up there with her quite a bit. It's a good walk.
It is. That's legit.
And, I get a treat, and then we go home.
That's fair.
Are you getting an IPA?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Oh,
me too.
Yum.
Peter does a great job.
I should have brought some for today.
She loves that, Patty.
She does.
She's
now down to the pumpkin layer.
Ooh.
So we're big on layered treats.
Do you feel like the city is good for dogs and dog owners to enjoy?
I mean, for the most part, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, we don't, as a city, we don't have a lot of sidewalks, and that can be sketchy when trying to walk your dog. Mm-hmm. Like, there's a lot of talk about, being a bike-friendly, pedestrian-friendly city, and when you have a dog, you definitely notice it. Because I've had 2 dogs now that get really nervous when there's not a sidewalk and there's not a buffer between cars and them.
Yeah. Can't blame them.
No, I mean, they're little.
Yeah. We need more, and Patty, you would agree with this, improved biking infrastructure.
Oh gosh,
and walking infrastructure.
Biking and walking all over the place, all of it.
And then why don't we throw in some benches and bathrooms downtown as well?
Always a good idea.
Walking improved and benches and bathrooms downtown.
Always a good idea. So one thing I wanted to ask you too, because I know you are an avid gardener and you do canning and cooking and recipes. I mean, Becky has like an amazing. How many cookbooks is it now?
It's over 350. I haven't counted in a while.
Nice.
You own over 350 cookbooks?
Yeah.
Get out of town.
Conrad says she can really cook.
Do you have a room for the cookbooks?
No.
Oh my God, that's impressive.
Well, I wanted to ask about your garden too, because are there any specific vegetables that you're growing or plants that you're growing that are considered really pet friendly, or things that Daisy's going to enjoy in her food at some point in time, or what's in your garden?
So I've got cucumbers and okra and winter squash and summer squash and tomatoes and probably maybe a dozen types of peppers, greens. Right now I've got peas I'm getting ready to pull out. I just pulled the last of my radishes. It was so cold this spring that it was hard for, like, my lettuces didn't germinate very well.
And now the radishes are getting ready to bolt with the heat.
Right,
it's not even fair.
Like, my blueberry bushes got pinched by frost. So, because I know beagles love blueberries.
This dog loves blueberries.
Yeah.
This dog loves to eat. Becky and
she's really enjoying this.
Pat, Becky and Pat have done well by Daisy.
Oh my gosh.
She went from eating nothing to devouring this on camera.
I know. Look at her.
Well, maybe we should show some of the pictures of the other kind of frozen treats.
Please.
We can do that. Let's get Judah to pull this up. So I wanted to bring this for Daisy because I thought this might, she might enjoy it on screen and keep her occupied. But so we wanted to share some recipes that you guys can do at home. It's going to be a really hot weekend, not like last weekend, but still pretty darn hot, but things that you can make that are pretty simple. So the first picture we're going to show is some pouches. Now these are pouches. You could use cat food, you could use dog food, you could use shreds in broth or a pate, but what you want to do is you want to open the pouch. And then we have these great little crunchy sticks. It's not a bully stick, it's basically compressed collagen. So you want to open the pouch, bang it down a couple of times so it sort of flattens out, and then you want to put that stick in it, and then just set it in your freezer and freeze it. And so the next picture you're going to show, it's going to come out looking like a popsicle. It is a popsicle.
It's a popsicle.
So, and your dog can eat the whole thing, and it's good for them. Then the next one we're going to show is, it looks like a bowl, and we're going to go back and forth so you can see the side of the bowl, what it looks like, and the inside of the bowl. This is one of our favorite licky mats.
Ooh.
And licky mats come in all sizes and shapes.
We need a licky mat right now.
Yeah, she needs a licky mat.
Yeah, they're great because they have all these little compartments and nooks and crannies. And so what we did with this one, this is a rounded one that we actually can put in the bathtubs at the store. And you can smear peanut butter on them, yogurt, pate, dog food, anything like that. This is the one we made that's in the picture. Hello. Is this okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going with it.
She's like, what else you got, lady? What else you got, lady? So the one that's on screen has yogurt and blueberries, some chopped dried apples, and then here's the really cool tip. You can drizzle local honey on these. That's really a great thing. Like if your dog has got some allergies, seasonal allergies, drizzle some honey and get them used to that. So we got the probiotics that are good for the dog because everything in a dog happens in their gut. And then you've got yumminess going on, the antioxidants, and then the local honey. All that's good stuff. Then the third one is the pièce de résistance. So this is a big slow feeder bowl, and this thing is like this big. You can do your dog's entire meal divvied out like this. So for dogs like Daisy, some beagles are prone to bloat because they really want to eat their food really, really fast. Did she just burp? That's adorable.
Say hello to Yvonne. She's watching right now.
That's
hello,
funny. Yvonne. So anyway, in the slow feeder is part of it's got yogurt, and then the blueberries, and then the honey. You can see the honey is a different color there. And then where the little paw prints are, that is turkey broth, and then some chopped meatballs that you can make or you can purchase, hopefully at Animal Connection. And the other ones are green beans. Dogs love green beans, but you have to chop them or steam them in some way. You have to break down the outer layer of vegetables because the dog can't break it down themselves. So steaming, some of these are freeze dried. I mean, anything like that, but you could use. I'm thinking of things that are in the garden. You could put zucchini, winter squash, chard, the end of a lettuce or romaine lettuce that you're not going to eat. The broccoli, you take the end of the stems, peel it, and cut it into little coins or chunks, and put, anything like this you can put in these slow feeders. So they really...
Brussels sprouts. Our last dog loved roasted Brussels sprouts.
Absolutely. Anything like that that's seasonal. They just love the vegetables in the broth, and this is a great way to keep them occupied. We put these things in the freezer, so they'll last. I mean, if you need to have some quiet time, give your dog one of these slow feeders or something like this. And are you looking for more?
Yes, please.
Best part of my
she
day,
just had one of these little sections. We just gave Daisy a layered yogurt and pumpkin and blueberries and some honey. And I think she's pretty much devoured it, but there's nothing in there she can't have. So
Kevin Higgins for Patty and for Becky. He has this comment. He's watching in Greenwood.
All right.
He says, Becky and Patty, why do you think dogs and pets are so much better than most humans?
Oh.
Because they love unconditionally.
Yeah, love unconditionally.
And they're sweet and they're trusting.
What you see is what you get.
You know where you stand.
Yeah.
Right? Or sit.
Yeah.
There's nothing better. Welcome Lynchburg and Richmond and McLean and Arlington, Crozet to the show. Nothing better than getting home and having your dog run up to you.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Makes my day.
Yeah. She will sort of jump up and it feels like a hug because she wraps her little paws around you.
That's so sweet. She is so soft.
This is the Beagle,
She's
viewers and listeners,
dog.
that escaped for 2 days around the Greenleaf Park neighborhood and had the entire community nervous and searching for her. And the person who found Daisy did not even know that Daisy was lost.
No. She called you on the phone, the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
She found her hiding under a truck down the street. Her dog sniffed it out on their evening walk, and she grabbed the dog, called the number on the tag on the collar.
Unbelievable. Daisy, you are a fortunate dog over there, sweetheart.
Yep.
One thing we know about Becky Calvert is she follows the news cycle closely.
Oh, yeah.
What aspects of the news cycle have either tickled your fancy, frustrated your fancy, or made you happy of late? What do you think the State of the Union is for Charlottesville?
I don't even know. I don't know how to begin
to
answer
the chase.
that.
You cut to the chase.
The headlines lately are, it's a dumpster fire, right? It's absolutely heartbreaking. But, for Charlottesville, I feel like, not that I have a child in the city schools anymore, but I really sort of like the new superintendent.
Yeah.
He seems like a good guy.
For sure.
There's who knows where this whole, the uproar over the new zoning is going. People are all bent out of shape, and it's like, something's got to give here.
A lot of people in Greenleaf neighborhood.
Our houses are pretty small and close together, and
I'm getting kisses.
She is a snuggler. I don't know. I know how I feel about these things, but I'm also the neighborhood liaison to the city on behalf of my neighborhood, and so when I go back and forth with the city, I do it on on that level, and I don't let my personal feelings sort of always color. The big thing that I always advocate for is Greenleaf Park and taking care of Greenleaf Park and just our green spaces and like clean up after your dog and pick up your trash. Although I will say this weekend, Greenleaf Park was hopping.
Yeah.
And the amount of trash was really, I've seen that park trashed worse with not as much traffic. So it was really good for me to see like people respecting our public spaces.
What do you think, Patty?
I'm just going to add to, I love you mentioned the schools. You've been teaching cooking in the schools. I think that is the neatest thing. I flunked cooking when I was in school.
I didn't even learn to cook until I was getting ready to graduate from college, and I was broke one summer, and I couldn't. It was. You
had to.
Right. It was. I could afford to eat out, or I could afford to drink beer.
There you go.
I mean, you got to eat at home then, because you got to drink beer.
Right. So
you made the wise choice.
Making
I started
good choices.
learning to cook, and then I met this really cute boy, and I was
Is this Pat?
Oh yeah. And I was like, yeah, I totally know how to cook.
How did?
Oh yeah, I totally cook vegetarian.
Did
Sure.
Pat woo you? Did Pat woo you?
He thought I knew how to cook.
Oh, okay.
And that's so funny too. Because when
fake it till you make it.
I'll throw this one out there too, because when I first met Conrad, I mean, we first started going out, and Eastern Shore guy, and I knew he was going home for his birthday, and I knew he liked Scrapple, and I was like, I'm going to make him a Scrapple for his birthday.
Whoa.
I mean, how hard can that be? Oh my God, it's the hardest thing. It's harder than any pate I've ever made, and I went mostly from the book until I decided seasonings. I wonder what an Old Bay would taste like in it. So I got a whole lot of Old Bay in it, and I made an extra one to take to Charlie Passerfield, who remembers this thing, and it was as heavy as a brick. And I said, Charlie, I'm bringing you something because I really want to impress this guy. Can you eat it and tell me what you think? He's like, okay. Then he did.
I bet Old Bay Scrapple was good.
Did Charlie like it?
Yeah, Charlie liked it. Conrad liked it. What's that?
I bet Old Bay Scrapple is good. Old Bay is good in everything.
I know.
Old Bay's amazing.
Yeah.
I love Old Bay on French fries.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's good on everything.
Yeah.
Old Bay on everything.
Old Bay Scrapple.
I know.
Very nice.
I know. And I didn't put all the weird stuff in it like you would think of Scrapple, but.
What do you love about Greenleaf Park, Becky?
I mean, other than the fact that I live across the street and have had a child or a dog there every single day for the last 20 years. It's a great little park. It's like tucked away. It's quiet. There's some great trails back there. You know, you've got the woods, and it feels like an oasis in the city, even though you're right there on the bypass.
Yeah. And it's one of my favorite neighborhoods. I mean, I love going through there at Christmas. I love in the spring with the azaleas are out of this world. I mean, they're big, old, beautiful. There's one as big as a UFO. I mean,
we have a lot of great big old trees too.
Yeah, it is just, I wish all the neighborhoods in Charlottesville were like that.
That's one of the best neighborhoods, Greenleaf.
It is.
In Charlottesville.
It really is.
It's one of those neighborhoods where everyone knows each other.
Right.
And a lot of us bought there back when it was, you know, what we think was affordable. Mm-hmm. And you have to know how to live in a small house to stay there and raise a family there. But it also makes you like get rid of things. It makes you purge.
And your
but you definitely learn how to live right.
Yeah, 350.
Well, so a lot of them are like advertising cookbooks, which are like these little like old pamphlets, and they don't take up that much space.
She also has real estate experience.
Yeah, but I let my license go.
What do you think of the market? The crazy market.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. And I think what my house is currently valued at is stupid. But if someone were to come in and offer me cash.
Is the house on the market?
No.
No?
Because then I don't know where we'd go.
Yeah, where would you
go?
That's the thing. That's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Where would you go?
I like where we are just fine, you know?
I mean, all of our neighbors are our best friends. Like, we have spent holidays and birthdays with them.
It's walkable.
Right, that neighborhood is like a family. And so for us to leave them would be, I don't know where we'd go. We couldn't stay here, for sure.
Because you'd miss everyone.
We'd miss everyone, but I don't think we could afford to live anywhere in the area.
Yeah, it's crazy times. Patty, we want to highlight bingo.
We do, and I want to show one thing, too, for people, since it is Memorial Day weekend, and we were talking about lost pets. I got this in the mail this week, and I ordered it at the Global Pet Show, and we just got them in. This is the coolest collar. First of all, it's neoprene. It looks like denim. It glows in the dark. But it has a QR code and a special tag on it. So when you buy this thing, you're going to register your dog, and the QR code will tell you exactly how someone can help you find your dog. So this is just another alternative to microchipping, but I think these are just super cool. It's got its own lost and found app. You can actually track your dog where it's going. You can see where they are on the GPS.
That's
which
what
is kind of neat. So
That's
I just
awesome.
thought it was fun, and I just wanted to show and
What's
tell
the price point on that?
This one is $23.99.
Oh, it's a steal.
Oh, yeah.
And this is for a large, but it's waterproof. It's comfortable. You can throw it in the washing machine if you need to, and
you get
it won't
peace of
break the
mind.
tag. Yeah. So I also tell people too, and we talked about this the other week when we were talking about the dogs on the water. On the inside, write your dog's name and phone number on with a Sharpie on there. So now in case you did lose this tag, you can find it. And this is called Gotcha. It's a lost and found app.
This is a
I just
great
wanted to show
question
this out.
for Patty. Why are you so committed to the animals?
Wow, why am I so committed to
Yeah.
animals? Gosh, why shouldn't I be? Animals have given me so much. Whether it's a dog, a cat, or a horse in my life, I feel like it's my honor and my duty to give back to them. Literally,
Bravo.
I probably wouldn't be, thank you. I wouldn't be sitting here if it hadn't been for some very particular animals in my life. So it's just my way of giving back.
Follow-up question from the viewer. Why, Becky, did you go rescue again?
Why not? I don't have a good answer. Just our last dog was a rescue, and I just feel like rather than spending thousands of dollars on a purebred,
Give someone a second shot
give
at life?
someone a second. And we didn't want a
Or
puppy,
third. Yeah.
even though we ended up
And you
with a
got
puppy.
a puppy.
We didn't want a
18
puppy.
months.
She came housebroken, which
That
you know
helps.
what? If
Game
you're
changer.
a dog that only has one trick,
Yeah.
that is the trick.
That's
to
the
have.
trick.
That's right.
That's right up there with eating.
Right, I can overlook the fact that she still doesn't sleep through the night.
She does
because
not?
She's getting there. She's getting better.
Okay. You can overlook the fact she doesn't sleep at night, and she likes to take jaunts for 2 days around the city, unescorted jaunts. But what we do appreciate is she was housebroken. She's lovable. She's adorable.
Look at the
she's
face.
Smart.
How could you
look
not
at
like
the
this face?
Seriously.
Come on.
Literally, people are saying we cannot take our eyes off of this dog on the show. We need a dog on every show. Every What's Barking Local.
We're working on it. We're working on it, folks.
She's a Beagle Basset Hound mix.
Oh, I totally
that's
see the
why-
Basset Hound now.
Right,
The
she's
extra
got
ears.
Yeah.
the extra ears, the super sad eyes.
The sad eyes.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
got resting sad face.
Droopy sad eyes.
Oh,
Right, she's really good at just looking at you and making you think that she's really sad.
Oh, Daisy, you're not
look at
sad,
that
you're
face.
happy.
She is happy. And
if I had that dog, she'd be
she's a
300
little-
pounds. So I would give her everything.
Well, the doctor said let's put some weight on her, and Becky and Pat are doing that.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
we're trying.
Oh, my gosh.
She gets all kinds
She
of
gets the hookup.
treat- Yeah, she gets little cheese,
Stinky fish treats.
stinky fish treats.
I have a holistic pet store, and I can truthfully tell you that my dog and my cat got little plates, little bites of green chili chicken enchiladas
Ooh.
at times, English breakfast at times, garlic stuffed olives for my martinis and potato chips. If I'm eating it, I'm going to let them have a taste of it as long as it's safe for them. But, fried chicken,
Yvonne says she's a beauty.
She is.
She's a beauty.
And Yvonne should know she is a very good judge of dogs.
She is. Coco's a beauty.
That's right.
Tell us about bingo, Patty.
Okay, so this month we are doing bingo with Do Good Seaville.
Carrie Rock.
Carrie Rock. We do this every month. We are one of their prize sponsors for Random Row Bingo. It's either the third or the fourth Wednesday every single month. And so what you're going to do is you're going to be at Random Row today at 6 o'clock. $5 buys you 10 rounds of bingo. And there are some amazing prizes that you can choose from if you win any of these rounds, we are giving 3 $50 gift certificates that will be given away. You can choose, and these great big gift boxes full of all kinds of treats and surprises. The beneficiary this month, or tonight, is Twice as Nice.
Ooh.
And if you don't know where these guys are, well, they're right next to Rockfish Brewing, the upscale retail boutique. And what Twice as Nice does is they sell all this wonderful upscale resale. And
it's a great secondhand shop.
Yeah.
It's one of the best ones in town.
Right, and all the money goes to support senior quality of life. And some of the nonprofits that they support are Loaves and Fishes, the local food hub, Meals on Wheels, Safe at Home, JABA, Nursing Home Swing, Habitat for Humanity, and All Blessings Flow. So if you're going to play bingo tonight, $5 is going to help you help 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different senior nonprofits. So, come out. It's great. I mean, Random Road is going to be packed full, and it's so much fun. Competition is fierce. This is called Dad for Good, and it's a creation between Do Good Seaville, Carrie Rock, and then the very generous owners of Random Road Brewing Company. So you can have a beer, you can get a Billy Pie, which is great pizza, while you're there, and just have a really good time. I will tell you that next month, June 26th, I think, is Wednesday, the beneficiary is the SPCA.
Ooh.
Right. And so it changes every month. You're going to want to watch our page or go to Do Good Seaville's page and see what's coming up. I know that Green Dogs Unleashed is going to be coming maybe, I think October, Carrie said, perhaps. So it's just really fun. I mean, you're going to see all your neighbors and friends there and just be ruthless and have fun and play bingo. I mean,
I like that.
It's
Be
good
ruthless.
stuff. Be ruthless. So, yeah, nice.
This is a perfect way to close here. This is from a viewer.
Be ruthless.
This is from Kevin.
Okay.
Angels are everywhere, and this show proves it.
Oh,
Great show with great people today.
that's really sweet.
Thanks.
Yeah, this is awesome. Becky, you were amazing.
I don't think he's talking about you.
Your dog, Daisy is a star. We've had Frankly Fetching. Frank was a star.
Yeah, that's right.
Daisy's a star. Coco
Coco's a
is
star.
undoubtedly a star.
Yeah.
The shows with dogs on them do very,
Yeah.
very well.
Right. So if you have a dog that you think is just amazing, get in touch with me and we'll see if we can get you on What's Barking Local.
What's Barking Local?
Let me know.
Yeah.
Come by the store and bring your dog and say hi.
What's Barking Local, the show where dogs become stars.
That's right. Ooh.
Now, they do
New
not
tagline.
all have to take 24-hour jaunts or 48-hour jaunts around Greenleaf to
No.
be stars, but that
She
does
circled
help.
Greenbrier a lot too.
Oh, Greenbrier.
Yeah.
Greenleaf to Greenbrier? She went to Greenbrier?
I mean, it's just over the bridge. It's
Okay.
really not that far.
So is she jumping
That's far
coming
for a
across
beagle.
29?
She crossed the bypass a few times.
Good Lord, Daisy.
In fact, someone texted me a sighting where they actually saw her crossing and then just casually strolling down
The bypass.
the bypass.
Check it
Get out of
out.
town.
Yeah.
Were you nervous as all get out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you immediately sprint to the sighting locations?
Yes, or I would text friends.
there.
I had a lot of friends that were out looking, and I would just text and be like, "Who wants to go look here?" I mean, at one point, my husband took off after one of the sightings, and he was like, "You need." Every time I left the house, my phone would blow up, so he was like, "You need to stay here." And also, when she escaped,
She knows.
when I
She
went
knows.
to, when
She
I went to
knows.
grab her, I did a face plant.
Oh.
And yeah,
You did?
and I landed flat on my nose, and I ended up with 2 black eyes
Dang,
that have just
Daisy.
right. So he my husband was really much like, you just need to stay home and don't let people see your face right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was out of town, by the way, when it happened.
Oh no.
I think she's got a little bit of a
Murphy's
guilty face,
Law.
your dog, right now.
I think she knows we're
that's
talking
her.
about
That's
it.
Oh,
her
she
resting
knows.
sad face.
She totally knows.
Yvonne wants to know how afraid Daisy was when she was lost. Did she know she was lost?
I don't think she knew she was lost.
I don't think. Yeah.
Because when she came home, she had no regrets. She got thrown in the tub upon entering the front door, And she got out of that and just put herself to bed and was like, I'm done. And she was clearly not sad. She was like, oh, I guess I'm here now.
Daisy just said it was just an adventure that kept on going.
Daisy, you're a sweetheart. You're living a good life over there. I love those sad eyes. I really enjoy the shows with the dogs on them.
Yeah, I know you do. I think everybody does. I like them too.
Patty, close the show with some knowledge and news and some updates from Animal Connection.
Oh man, well right now we're just getting ready for Memorial Day weekend, and hopefully you're going to come by and we've got your sunscreen, you've got new flea and tick products that are going to be great. Water sports, come get your vest, because if you're going to go kayaking and canoeing, you're going to want to have a vest. We talked about that earlier in the month. Hiking gear, water bottles, water bowls, whatever you need for your big adventures this weekend, check our page for some other ideas. I want to mention one other thing. We do have a table full of stuff that's anywhere from 50 to 75% off. It's got things like harnesses, collars, products, pet foods that are close to sell-by date, still really good for another year, and some other items. And 100% of the proceeds from anything on these tables goes to the SPCA. We had a great weekend selling some of it over the weekend. We made some little gift baggies and things too. So we would love to see the rest of it go this Friday and Saturday. And then stay tuned for next month, because let's see, SPCA's adoption event is going to be a tiki party.
Ooh.
with cocktail-inspired drinks for dogs, not alcohol, of course, but I've already ordered the luau shirts for all the dogs.
I love Daisy.
I know.
She just gets on the table.
A beagle might be your next dog.
She's a sweetheart.
She might be your next dog.
Becky
There you
was
go.
amazing today. Daisy undoubtedly has stolen the show today. Patty Zeller always brings her A-plus game. The show is called What's Barking Local, and it's presented by Animal Connection. 21 years of proudly serving this community. Patty Zeller and Animal Connection, helping families and people like Becky and Daisy and Pat. When you see Daisy out and about, hope she's with Becky. She probably will be. And then secondly, give her some love.
Yeah, get Daisy's autograph and say hi to Becky.
Yeah.
There you go. Judah Wickhauer made the cameras happen today on the fly. Thank you to Becky and Patty. I'm Jerry, and thank you to Judah. And this is What's Barking Local, presented by Animal Connection. You guys have a good afternoon.
Have a good weekend, you guys.
Bye.
That might be fun is we could do little paw print things and do